Welcome, everyone. So, the 2026 FIFA World Cup is here, and it has officially turned the United States into one giant, chaotic, over-the-top, high-octane block party. We've got Europeans arriving in droves. They came here expecting 90 minutes of tactical brilliance on the pitch, but instead, they've stumbled into a bizarre, carb-loaded, neon-lit fever dream that they definitely didn't see on the brochure. Host Megan McArdle recently brought up a great point. We Americans are so chronically obsessed with being cynical about our own country, complaining about the news, the politics, the internet, that we've completely forgotten how to appreciate the sheer, absurd, unapologetic abundance we live in. Sometimes, you need a visitor from a tiny village in Bavaria to look at a 24-hour Waffle House and say, my God, this is magic, to actually make you realize, yeah, maybe it kind of is. Let's talk about the culture shock, starting with the venues. In Europe, a football stadium is usually tucked neatly into a city center. You walk out of a historic pub, squeeze through a narrow cobblestone street, and you're at the gates. It's cozy. It's intimate. It smells like tradition. Then they arrive in the US. They walk into an NFL Coliseum and they look like they've just been beamed onto the set of a sci-fi movie. These places aren't just stadiums. They're futuristic entertainment complexes the size of a small country. We've got jumbotrons that could be seen from the moon, luxury suites, and parking lots so vast that one German fan famously noted he spent more time walking through the asphalt desert to get to his seat than he does driving from his house to his home stadium in the Bundesliga. They were terrified the NFL vibe would kill the football spirit. But then the stands filled up, the drums started, and it turned out that screaming your lungs out in a stadium, people, is pretty much a universal language. But the real comedy, this affectionately happens before the game even starts. The Europeans discovered tailgating. For those of you who don't live in the States, try explaining to an Italian how we invite total strangers to stand in a parking lot, eat grilled meats off a folding chair, and blast music for 4 hours before the game. They were initially confused. Then they were intrigued. By the second week, they were fully leaning into it. You've got rival fans sharing a cooler of light beer and debating referee calls while the smell of charcoal hangs in the air. It's chaotic, it's loud, and somehow it's the most wholesome thing in the world. And then there's the food. Oh, the food. We've reached a point where visitors are treating American gas stations like UNESCO World Heritage Sites. One Scottish fan went viral for his pilgrimage to a BC-style stop. He couldn't wrap his head around the fact that you can buy a barbecue sandwich, a tent for your next camping trip, and 50 different flavors of fountain soda, all under one roof. He called it the most American experience possible. I'm not sure if that's a compliment or a cry for help, but I'll take it. But here's the real kicker. The thing that actually shocked them the most? It wasn't the portion sizes, though. Yes, our large is a liquid weapon. It wasn't the supermarkets the size of small airports. It was the people. We've spent so much time exporting our political toxicity to the world that visitors arrived, expecting a country of angry, gun-toting, shouting strangers. Instead, they're being stopped by locals just because they're wearing a football shirt. They're getting directions, restaurant recommendations, and 20-minute deep dive conversations about the game with someone they just met in line for the bathroom. Turns out the American stereotype of the friendly stranger is still a thing. It's like we've been hiding our good manners behind a curtain of internet arguments. Look, the 2026 World Cup is officially more than just a tournament. It's a massive, cross-continental road trip where people are finding common ground. One basket of deep-fried, questionable but delicious food at a time. It's weird. It's loud. It's definitely too much sugar. But it's working. So I'll leave you with this. If you were explaining the American experience to a first-time visitor, what is the one thing you'd be most nervous about them seeing? The sheer scale of our portions? The fact that we put cheese on everything? or the fact that we'll happily talk your ear off about our hometown for an hour.